Good morning once again to a session of elephant sketching. Thank you very much to all the people that have subscribed and given their likes. Please, anybody that would like to send their sketch attempts to me for comments are very welcome. I also have a website, raymondmorseart.com.co.za, that you can go and look at as well for other works. So today we would like to do what is called stage 2, is where we start putting on some more detail onto your elephants. Today we'll do a shorter video, just 10 minutes. The first one was longer because we had to basically get the whole elephant in so we can make a start. So if the camera can just zoom into the photograph, we are going to start working on the details, more details in here. If you are busy doing your sketch at home, this is what you're going to concentrate on. We're going to move obviously over to the actual sketch, and I want to show you a painting I did a couple of years ago. This is acrylic painting. This is actually a print of acrylic painting, and this is the type of fun and work that we could have now. So we're getting we are going on to the fun part of the sketch. You've got the difficult part, really. Many people battle to get the proportions, which obviously takes years of practice. But now we get to the fun part. So we won't be showing the photograph anymore, but I'll obviously be looking at it all the time. So if we can zoom in, I thought of doing this area first. What I'd like to point out is that a good artist friend of mine gave me very good advice once. He said that you must paint and sketch what you see and not what you think must be there. So that's a tip particularly when you're doing animals and portraits of people that really have to look like the subject. You can't differ too much. You must get your proportions right. And so that's a tip. So the tusks normally have lines that go like that. So if you put in lines like that all over the place, and don't do it too uniform, because then it really doesn't look like a natural subject. And then inside here there will always be dark marks. Like that. And of course it differs a lot between the elephants. The reason being that when the elephant eats, the mouth is in this area, the grass would be going under the trunk and rubbing across as he's eating, and so a lot of the dirt and stuff will collect just in that area there. And then right at the bottom here, down there and over here, you'll often find a lot of mud marks, and mud because the tusk would be digging somewhere to get food and so on. So you'd always find a little bit of mud down there, and then you just try and see what this particular elephant where it has collected some mud, and as the grass and the twigs go through, you'll often see little lines like that going across. It's where they have brushed. So you'll always find little pieces, and then the tusk does wear generally, and so you'll find little chip marks, and all over you'll find little chip marks. So you just go and have a look at this particular elephant and see where it's got a couple of marks. You can almost identify, it's like a fingerprint of a person. You can identify the elephant on these particular marks. Each one's going to be different. And then of course there's a shadow. The shadow of the trunk would be lying as well, so it would naturally be darker inside. And then there was normally a shadow under here, so there's normally a bit of a shadow there because the sun's coming from the top, causing a bit of a shadow on both sides. Something like that. I'll go from darker to lighter because of the shadow effect. And then the tusk is round, so the most of the light is going to be falling there, so you'll go, there will be a slight darkening on the outside of both sides, so you can just put that in, inside and outside, a little bit. And then you can start seeing this tusk is starting to become round. And particularly that side, a little darker in the outside. Now, nice little trick. A wonderful thing in rubber is not to rub out mistakes, but sometimes to do highlights. So there, if I decided I want more whiting, make the tusk look a little bit more rounder, then I can go and highlight inside. You can see the tusk starting to become nice and round. And particularly here, it's very white in this case. So the inside of this one is got a definite shadow inside there. You can see I'm using the pen this way again to get a nice broad, and it's very soft, very soft. The softer you want it, the further back on the pencil you take, because then you're putting less pressure there. So I'm using it 3/4 in this case, and I'm just brushing it there, and under here, the sun's coming from the top, so that under that one would be a shadow, definitely a shadow there, and a bit over here, going across. And then if I've done too much, I can take out little pieces with a rubber. And you can see that tusk. Now we want the tusk to stand out, being very white. The background of it was going to be dark, so the leg there is quite dark because of the white tusks. So as we do that, you'll see the tusk start jumping out. And being round, your darker is going to be here and lighter there. So you can see the tusk starting to get its round form, and starting to jump out. So as we make it darker here, you'll see the tusk will jump out of here. As it gets darker at the back, the tusk will start emerging stronger. So therefore today, basic the work on the tusk, and you can just carry on, adding, wiping out if you're not happy with something, and just making the tusk become more alive and more pronounced. So that's all we'll do today for the tusk work, and then the next session 3 we'll start working on the trunk work over here. So thanks very much for watching.